What's up, YouTube? This is Martian. I'm going to be attempting a Black Mountain traverse, I guess you'd call it. And we're going to start hiking in the dark just to get a campsite up the trail and then really get going in the morning. But yeah, this is the Black Mountain Crest Trail. This looks super safe. Yeah. Well, it worked for him. Shine back here, please. So, we got this man-made levee right here. It's flat water up there, and then a concrete wall that it just falls off. Wonder why they built it here. So yeah, this is my campsite. I'm gonna camp out on this little, I guess it's a levee. Not really sure what, but it's got a nice waterfall there, holding the water back, and makes a nice sound for me to sleep. And yeah, I'm gonna sleep right next to the creek, which I ordinarily wouldn't recommend, but this is an unseasonably warm fall night, where it's only going to be like 55, 60 degrees in the morning. So the cool air that flows down this creek bed shouldn't be an issue. So we're in camp, found this nice little campsite, and it's time for step 2. Good morning. It's about 8 a.m. and we are just packing up camp. This was our campsite last night. Got this nice little creek behind us, and fall colors are in full effect. So we got about 3,000 feet of climbing, and then we'll have a nice little ridge line. So yeah, let's get going. Look at this nice little sedum species growing on the edge of a rock. That's nice. Crassulaceae. What is that tree? What do we have? Oh, is it a maple, really? No.
It's hard to tell with that one branch. I can't really see the canopy very well.
No, that's a tulip poplar. But it's very odd that it's branched. Yeah, that's a tulip poplar. Usually they just have one trunk though. I mean, look at this trunk. Thing's hard to tell, but that's like 5 foot diameter. So here we got a fall flowering, beautiful gentian. Bottle gentian. Keeps its lips closed like that, and the bumblebee has to crawl down in there. Saw a bunch of these out in Colorado last month, but they're much less prevalent here on the East Coast. But very pretty. So we got our first little spruce tree, red spruce, Picea rubens, and yeah, I'm a little off trail. A lot of beeches through here. Mostly beeches, a little bit of maple. And they are all dropping. Look at this Aristolochia. See, it's a vine, big heart-shaped leaf, about the size of my hand. Very pretty. The Dutchman's pipe family, Aristolochiaceae. See, there's more. There's more. Very pretty, more of a tropical family, but we have, I think, 3 species up here. This is a slog. We're kind of up on the ridge now, or the shoulder, going up to the ridge. and it's down on both sides and about 1,000 foot per mile grade. Real tough. Dude, I think you have an enlarged heart.
It'll be alright. The doctor said that I was very sorry you got to.
Well, that's good.
Doctor said to too.
A little Aristolochia leaf. Love how big they are.
Elevation game.
You talking about Musalak?
Yeah.
Yeah, Musalak was a beast.
That was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember going up that and I was just kind of like, I was moving pretty good. I was feeling good. I stayed at that restaurant the night before. Or that bar.
The pizza place?
No, there was like I can't remember the name of it, but it was a bar. And he was letting hikers crash right behind the bar.
Did he have a mustache that covered his entire mouth?
For
That
the
dude?
part, yeah.
Was his name Gary?
I believe that is right.
Were you there on a Sunday?
I cannot remember what day I flew on.
We went there. And does he give you crap for being a hiker?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice little campsite. About 2 miles in. Pretty clearly a fire pit. But could fit a few tents up here. Yep. Nice little mountain laurel. Kalmia latifolia. Rhodo tunnel. Looks like this one's Rhodocatabiense and mountain laurel. Not quite as much of a tunnel as the Rhodo maximum, but still really pretty. Oh, what do we have here? Probably a northern red oak and some spruce. Good little mix right between the hardwood forest and the spruce fir. Okay, so we're about 3 miles up from the parking lot. We got a nice little stream. Definitely a year-round kind of deal. You good on water? Nothing like a southern Appalachian spruce fir forest.
It does feel like home.
Yeah.
Feels like this is most of my hiking adventures.
Yeah. So we're at about 6,000 feet now, getting up to Silo Knob, and we are in the heart of this spruce fir. Still mostly spruce, but starting to see some of the Fraser fir, ABE's Fraseri, growing in. Typically, the spruce is growing at a lower elevation, and the fir doesn't really start till 5,800, maybe give or take a couple hundred feet. And additionally, they're kind of like a later succession tree, so the spruce grows in early, and I think it takes, my guess is about 50 years for the Fraser fir to fill in underneath and grow to a mature size. So when you see big Fraser firs, they're very, very old, and it means you're in a very old forest. Oh, we're getting up here now. Smells amazing. I feel like the Fraser fir smells like fresh cut apples. Little tart, little green, but very sweet. Look at those clouds. And so yeah, that's where we're going. Go up and over that little guy, then that one, through that cloud, through that one, and then that one way in the distance, right there. I believe that's Mitchell. Could be wrong, but that's the trail for sure that we're going up today. Well, this is the herd trail up to Silo, it appears. I'm just gonna follow this, hopefully not have to bushwhack too much. Okay, so cutting through. Hooty hoo! Let's see. You at the summit? Coolio. Nice. Heck yeah. There it is. Silo Knob. Here I am at the summit of Silo Knob. It took a little bushwhack to get up here, but it wasn't really that bad. This right here is a mountain ash. These little red berries.
This right here is a mountain.
This right here is a mountain. No, this is a mountain ash, little red berries. It's not an ash, it's actually in the apple family. But they are edible, probably better as a jam. Kind of tart, kind of sweet, but you could eat them in a pinch. Found a tarp blown off the trail, so we're going to pack it out. It's pretty flat once you get up to 6,000 feet. Like, we don't really have much climbing to do. All right, so now we are on the bushwhack up to Mount Gibbs. Can kind of see a little bit of a clearing, but it ain't much. I'll get more when I get to the top. Yeah, so we were just up on that ridge. We walked it to either side until it went down. So we're assuming that's the summit, but there's one little spot over here we're gonna check. And if that's not a summit, then we're gonna say we did it. All right, so I don't know how accurate this is, but there we are, Gibbs Mountain. 6224. Gaia says like 6290, so somewhere in there.
Hey, put it on. Man, I feel like the other side was honestly higher.
I know. Who knows whether we're at the top or not, but we're in a cloud. Here I am on the summit of Gibbs Mountain, Gibbs. I just think this Fraser fir is so gnarly right here. Pretty distorted, contorted tree. So yeah, this is hand to ground a little bit. Just straight up. Oh, it's nice when it's dry out here. I've been out here in the mud and it's pretty rough. But yeah, heading over to Winter Star. We should be there shortly. So we're about 5 miles or so from Mount Mitchell. That's not it in the cloud. Mitchell's behind it. I think that's Cattail Peak. But yeah, we're at about 6,200 feet. And we've still got all that climbing to do. So it's gonna be a fun day of ridge lining. gorgeous views like this. Got this sheer cliff right here. All right, we're coming up on the last little bit to Winter Star. It's a real steep climb back there, and now it's just kind of rolling on up and down. I think we'll roll up in just a minute. So we're almost there. This will be number 3 on the day. Look at this resurrection fern. I think that's Pleopeltis michowii growing on rocks. Real pretty. There's more over here. Yeah, pretty little fern. So, here we are, the summit. Yeah, I think there's a tag up here. Yep, there it is. Winter Star Summit. Kind of a nice little view. Look at that. This is the summit of Winter Star. There's a little drop off after Winter Star and up to the next one. So it's going to be a little bit of a climb up to Cattail. So, climbing up the backside of, I guess it's Potato Knob, but that's a sub peak of Cattail Peak. And it's pretty steep. It's really steep. I'm guessing this is Potato right up here. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it. But it's a sub peak. Oh, still got more. I always find little spots like this cool. Almost doesn't let the sun touch the ground because we're on a north slope and these dense evergreen trees block it out. Oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, still hiking towards Cattail. So now we're bushwhacking up Cattail. Oh, be really nice if this Southern Sixers Challenge got popular enough to build trails to all these things. But maybe that's part of the adventure. Some of the most difficult to get to mountains on the East Coast is not only do you have to climb 3,000, 4,000 feet over, 10, 15 mile round trip hike, you then got to get out there and bushwhack. It's pretty though. There it is. That's Cattail Peak. Okay, here we go. Hey. Look at that, Cattail Peak. Hey. A little hard to see. Here I am at the summit of Cattail. It was kind of a longish bushwhack, but it is really pretty up here. I like how green it is. So we totally went over Balsam Cone, but fortunately I was walking and I banged my ankle on that rock a little bit, so had to stop and put some Leuco tape on it. And then we realized, oh, Balsam Cone's literally right here. Pretty sure it's random like this. This is it. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, no, it's real inconspicuous. But yeah, I think this is it. If it ain't, I've done it before. So, yeah.
I cannot bear to manage this area.
Oh, this is another trail. Is this the horse trail or something?
It goes to a horse trail.
Deep Gap Trail.
Bro, that thing would suck.
Yeah.
It looks like you're going from 6,300 down to like 57.
Whoa.
And over like less than a mile, it almost seems like.
Wow. This is tough, but I don't need the rope. Because, like, there's stuff in the whites that's basically like that. There's no ropes on it. So, that is one thing the whites do have is a little more rock scrambling. But there's still some around here, especially at, like, I don't know, 65. It's amazing that this is so high elevation and this far south, because it becomes a temperate rainforest due to how cool it stays and how much rainfall it gets. So, little known fact, temperate rainforest over here in Pisgah. So yeah, we made it up Big Tom, but this one doesn't go low enough again before going up Crag right there. So it's a sub peak. There's Mitchell. There's the state park. Big Tom is a sub peak of Mount Crag, but it's got a fascinating story as it's named after Big Tom Wilson, a mountain guide and bear hunter who found the body of Dr. Elisha Mitchell after he fell off a waterfall. Yeah, so here we are, named for Loch Crag, 6,663 feet. Believe it's number 2 in the east, just ahead of Klingman's. Anyway, lovely views. All right, so we're coming up on a unique part of the trail, and you can see it opens up here. You got all these dead trees, some growing back, but these trees through here, it's my understanding, were killed by acid rain and have since been cut back a little bit. More trees have come up, but nothing like the big Fraser firs we've been in. So, yeah, friendly reminder. So we got this rock spiral staircase, almost. It just keeps curving up to Mitchell. And we're at Mitchell. But, well,
Downhill from there.
yeah, it's all downhill from there. Oh, we're getting there. Look at this dense Fraser fir. This is all second generation where it was clear cut. And as you can see, the biggest trees are all the same size. There's not a great mix. And they're choking each other out. Probably about 75% of these trees should be cut down to give the remaining 25 room to grow and room for stuff to come in on the understory. That's more typical of what this looks like when you have a mature Fraser fir forest, which is incredibly rare. Probably only found in 5-10 spots on the East Coast, or really anywhere, because Fraser fir doesn't grow anywhere but these southern Appalachians. Now we're walking up Mitchell. Pretty easy.
It's rain. It's rain still.
I need a rope. Somebody throw me a rope.
Yep.
Help. It's too steep.
Yep.
A little bit different.
So cool.
little bit different type of summit.
It's a kind of
There it is.
Cover the ice inside here after the game. Just tell me all about the.
Here I am on top of Mount Mitchell. As you can see, there's quite a crowd. Last time I was up here, the parkway was closed, and so Tyler and I had it to ourselves.